Hey, welcome to Ghost Pepper Lollipop, where the takes are spicy and the host is sweet, and two things can be true at the same time. I hope you are well this week. We had a heavy week last week, and this week isn't going to be any lighter. I'm so sorry. The patriarchy is just an awful, awful thing, and well, it doesn't get any easier to talk about, unfortunately. So we got to start with some heavy content, y'all. We're going to discuss the statistics. I know. Nobody wants to hear it. If we don't understand and recognize these things and talk about them real honestly, we aren't going to solve the problems. And so, with that being said, remember, two things true at the same time. Take spicy, host sweet. Keep that in your head. Yep. Okay. One of the really sad things is the suicide rate among men is higher. It's the highest in the land, actually. Actually, our gay and trans siblings probably beat men by a bit. So, per the CDC, men are nearly 4 times more likely to die by suicide, with the rate being about 23 per 100,000, and women, it's like 5.9 per 100,000. So that's pretty drastic. That's an enormous difference that y'all are allowing. Y'all are just like, okay, I'll keep self-abusing. The patriarchy says I should. I personally felt I've tried to commit suicide. I have had ideations most of my life. So I know what you're telling yourself in those moments. I know that you tell yourself that everybody would be better off without you. I know that you tell yourself that you are the problem. I know that hurt to hear somebody else tell you that I know what you say to you, to try to justify it and make it okay in those moments. And I'm sorry. I am so sorry that you know that what I just said is true. That sucks. And you're not alone. And the fact that this continues to perpetuate and that y'all allow it and don't heal is problematic. And we're here to fix that. I can't give you the not all men, and I won't, because I'm not going to all lives matter this situation. And the sick, sad thing is, not all men is just a different all lives matter. I know nobody wants to hear me say that. I know that that's an ugly thing to say. It's a stinking ugly thing to do to people, to tell people that are facing some grievous abuse that, well, we matter too. We freaking know you matter too, shit ass. We never said you didn't. Nobody ever said you didn't. Quit looking for the reason to be mad and start looking for the way to solve the problem. Because until you're willing to, you're going to unalive yourselves at 4 times the rate of us. And that's just a way you perpetuate your own abuse. We don't do that to you. Other men do that to you. The patriarchy does that to you. We don't do that to you. Don't let them do that to you. The odds of you existing is 1 in 800 billion. They did the math. The odds of you existing to the people you were born to at the time you were born in the place you were born is 1 in 800 billion. With a bloody B, y'all. Like, don't let them put you in that sort of situation where you feel like the lowest of the low. You're a goddamn statistical miracle. How are you going to go around letting people like Bezos and freaking Zuckerberg tell you that you're inferior? Because those are the patriarchs, baby. I know that y'all are told that you're the patriarchs. You're not. You're useful tools for the patriarchy. And Bezos and Zuckerberg, those are the patriarchs. Bow down and obey daddy. Next statistic that really sucks: mental health treatment. According to the Very Well Mind, men are less likely to seek mental health treatment at all. About 17% of American men went and sought mental health treatment, compared to about 28.5% of American women. Our LGBTQ, particularly trans siblings, are kind of required to do that to get their health care. So we should probably, pull our heads out of our collective asses and go get some therapy. I mean, sometimes doing the hard thing is just good for you. It's like if you don't like broccoli or Brussels sprouts or a myriad of other vegetables I could name off if you're feeling particularly childish today. The reasons are because of the stigma. That's why people don't go seek mental health treatment. We do not treat mental health as if it is part of our physical health. We don't. And so people don't go get treatment for it. I mean, and people don't go get treatment for regular medical care stuff because we don't have a freaking medical care system in America that wants to take care of us. We have a system of patriarchal oligarchs that want to use us to gain more dollars. That's what we have. Stop it. Stop freaking helping. I'm just going to start calling them Daddy Zucky and Daddy Bezos until y'all get the picture. I'll send you to your daddies. I'm going to send you your daddies. You better behave yourselves. I ain't playing with you. So it's also like the mental health treatment aspect. It's not only just that men don't go. I mean, that's apparently obvious. It's also we need universal health care. I mean, how are you going to afford the kind of freaking mental health care you got to pay for out of pocket? I mean, that's why I have to make a channel like this, because y'all need the kind of health care you got to pay for out of pocket. Like gravy, I cannot. Another really shit statistic for men. Per the CDC, over 6 million men in the US experience depression, and that are only the ones that are counted. Only the ones we know about. Now, sit with that for a second, because that's only 17. That's what we get with only 17% of you glitter fuckers going and getting any kind of mental health care. So I'm just gonna leave that sit there for just a second, and I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just saying, okay? Shh. Next, undiagnosed conditions. A lot of these men, I mean, over 80% of them, apparently, according to the statistics, go around undiagnosed. And I'm telling y'all got trauma. I already told you last week all about it. But y'all got trauma. And if I had to learn to take some responsibility for my engagements with others and my trauma so that I'm not using that as a bat against others, so do you. You heard me. It's responsibility and accountability time. Accountability and then cookies. We'll help get you there. We'll help you unpack it. We will talk you through it. We are not going to take the abuse. Your behaviors are because you are not managing your feelings. And I cannot manage your feelings for you, Cupcake. That is something you have to learn to do. So let's get that ball rolling. Let's get it rolling. Common disorders. About to make y'all mad, but here we go. You ready? There's a list. Common mental health conditions among men include major depressive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, substance abuse disorder, substance use disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, and PTSD. Remember the PTSD I mentioned that I'm pretty sure that we make you have like CPTSD. I'm pretty sure the average misogynist is that way for reasons of societal shittery, and y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop perpetuating it. I can't. You don't listen to me. You gotta listen to each other. So y'all gotta be saying the things. I'm sorry. It sucks. It sucks. I'm not gonna say it doesn't suck. I will totally validate your feelings of suck. And you gotta do it. So the stigma is societal. It's across the board. And we all kind of get the mental health stigma part. Like we use the crazy word way too often for stuff that it doesn't apply to, when it's just people making shitty choices because they're assholes. And oftentimes one of those stigmas that desperately affects men, and it is not what it's such the misnomer. It is a complete misnomer. Toughness, this aesthetic of toughness. Sorry, I find it kind of hilarious that y'all are so weak. Y'all think that shit is strong. Like I your tough act isn't strong. Oh, it's really not though. I know y'all think it is it's not. I shouldn't laugh at you. I shouldn't. But if I didn't, I would punch you in your pants parts. So here we are. I'm laughing at you because it's not tough. It's not strong. I mean, sure, you're projecting some scary image, but I don't know where you thought or where you learned that scary earns respect. It doesn't. Nobody respects you for acting like an asshole. We just don't want to be in the room with you anymore. And we will do whatever we have to do to get out of the room without your violent ass showing how weak you are and laying hands. That hurts some of you. Take a beat. Take a breath. Face that mirror and comb that beast's hair, because I can't do it for you, and I don't think many people are going to actually tell you the truth about your tough act. So I apologize for laughing, but I'm not sorry. It's how I survive. So we are where we are, guys. Sometimes you just get what you get. Next, social expectations. These societal norms and the way that y'all perpetuate them upon yourselves. I mean, we do it too. I mean, let's be real. I wore makeup with it because I couldn't leave the house without makeup since I was 12 because my mother told me I needed to. So, I mean, it's not like we are free of these things either. So don't think that I am just picking on y'all. I will pick on us another time in another place. Actually, no, I won't. It's your turn. We get picked on all the time. So the social expectations, y'all know them. I don't need to go over the social expectations and what those look like. Y'all know these stinking ridiculous gender roles. We have already discussed them. We've already discussed that everything you like about a behavior that a man would do is something you would like if I would do it. We know this. Respect cuts both ways. Kindness cuts both ways. All of these things cut both directions. In fact, they're kind of circular. You know, we kind of discussed a couple weeks ago. You get out what you put in. You put in good, good comes out. You're like a machine. I don't know. That analogy did an analogy not even in my head. So, you know, I'm not sure where that bouncing ball went. I think it might be over there. The cat will find it. I'm sure it's fine. Next, for men, and men do this often to themselves, and it's because of the societal pressure, is they take on more workplace and financial stress. This awful society and the things that we tell men from the time that they're little make them feel like and tell them that they are meant to be the providers of all, the caretakers of all, the problem solvers of everything except for emotional. You know, they can't be expected to do that. Somebody else has to bear that weight because, you know, that's not the heaviest weight in all of the land. You know it is. Stop playing with me. If it wasn't hard, you would already be processing and dealing with your emotions and we wouldn't have this conversation. So those of you that went me, just then can just me yourselves into another room and calm the fuck down, okay? Cool. You are told that you have to be providers and problem solvers and stuff, and so you tell yourselves that, and then you believe that you have to take on everything. Women do the same things in the household. We tell ourselves that we have to do everything. And I'm going to tell y'all weaponize incompetence and stuff so often that oftentimes we do, especially in the home and especially on the emotional front. And it's not fair labor. It's not a fair distribution of labor. We take on more labor. I do not care if it's physical or not. Emotional labor is still labor. I am not carrying your emotions for you. I cannot do it effectively. Obviously, the society is a perfect example of that. I hate that we didn't give you what you needed when you were little. I hate that we did not do right by men in the society. I hate that. And if I could change that, if I could turn back the clock and magically wave a wand and myself, perfectly fix it and make it so that y'all had the full breadth of this, I would have done it. I would have also done it for me. You can't do it all. I can't do it all. And we are really, really fortunate that we belong to a species that is social. We're a community species. It's one of the worst things the patriarchs took from us is our community mindset, our ability to go to one another for help, our penny carnivals and our block parties and our cookouts across the street and our gardens that we share with our neighbors. Those are the things that they took from us that are the most desperate effect on all of our mental health and mostly men's. And men's mental health is getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And I really feel like losing those sorts of community things where men could be seen and be visible and feel like they were succeeding just in being a person and having some fun with other people. I feel like losing that for all of us has had a desperate effect on our mental health. And unfortunately, it comes out in our behaviors. And unfortunately, men, yours tend to go very violent. So please, let's start getting you some help. Let's start healing. Let's start unpacking that stuff. Because you deserve to unpack it, and you should want to. You should be so mad at Daddy Zuck and Daddy Bezos that you want to punch them in the pants parts, and that you are going to do that punching them in the pants parts by parenting yourself and doing right by yourself so that you can have better interactions in the world. That is how you win. Anyway, due to these other things and the fact that we have no actual healthcare in this freaking society, we have a limited access to resources, and men especially, because, like, let's be to just manage. They're supposed to just deal. They're supposed to just be able to suck it up. Men aren't supposed to actually have problems. Men aren't supposed to need resources. Money can grow on a tree for you, sir. Who cares that you're in a wheelchair and have 4 kids by yourself? That's how men are treated in this society, and it's heinous. And also, That's how most poor people are treated in this society, and it's heinous. And also, we tend to lie to ourselves about the truth about things. Like, we'll lie to ourselves and men and women and et cetera, and say that the court systems favor women in custody. They do not. They favor men. The world is made for y'all. It's entirely made for y'all, and yet you still have limited access to resources because the patriarchs do not want you healthy and whole. If you are healthy and whole, the patriarchs cannot use you as the useful, beautiful little tools that they have been shining and polishing all of your life. Don't you know? You have to be a useful tool. And if you go and get yourself fixed and you start looking at all of these things that GhostPepperLollipop is saying, like they're actually true things, don't you know you might heal? And then you might not be such a shiny, nice tool anymore. But hey, don't let me like try to get you to freaking change yourself for your own better interests. You know, I don't have any ulterior motives at all. None. I mean, only other than I exist in the world with y'all, and I really am tired of facing y'all's violence. But hey, what do I know? Under diagnosis, if you're not going, you're not going to be diagnosed. Men are woefully underdiagnosed with mental illness because men aren't seeking mental health. They aren't seeking mental health assistance. If you're not going to get the assistance, you're not going to get diagnosed. And if you're going, at first, you may not get diagnosed right away. I mean, the misogyny cuts both ways. Just like they're going to medicate us and silence us and tell us we're hysterical, they're probably going to tell you that it just kind of sucks to be a man and you need to be strong and all that heinous horse shit. And that means you need to tell that doctor to get wrecked and go find a different one, or the therapist, or whatever heinous person tells you that, you need to tell them to go suck an elf, because that is perpetuating the problem, baby. Perpetuating the problem. And none of us get to heal. None of us get better, least of all you. And you deserve to get better. And I deserve to get better. And the children of the world deserve a safe place to grow up in. So we should probably, work on that.
I'm being 100% honest with myself. Were there signs in my friend's behavior over the years towards women that I ignored? The answer is yes. And then he raped my friend, and that's on me until the day I die.
What I'm about to say is going to trigger. That video probably triggered. It's one of the ways that men cause their own hard time in the mirror. It's one of the ways that this system makes it harder for men to look in the mirror. And it's one of the things that we're not honest about, and you're going to hate this. And I need you to take a breath and take a beat, and I need you to actually think about what I'm saying. I need you to want to fix things and want to heal more than you want to be mad at me because I said something that you don't like. And that's going to be hard. And that's going to take real strength. So don't be tough right now. Be strong. Men are addicts. Almost every one of you. Too many of you for me to know which ones of you aren't. You're sex addicts. You're woman chasing addicts. It is a type of self-medication that you use to assuage the feelings that you refuse to process. That's why we self-medicate. Any of us. We self-medicate to make the feelings not feel so strong and hurt so much. Men have decided that sex is how they're going to self-medicate. Women are how they're going to self-medicate. And not be honest about it. And because you treat us like we're a drug, you'll never see us as people. You'll never be able to. You'll never have a real healthy relationship so long as you use that physical thing to cope with your really yucky feelings. So long as you decide to disconnect yourself from your feelings, you'll continue to be an addict. And go ahead, go look up the behaviors of addicts and tell me I'm wrong. I hear men are just like that. We need it. It hurts me. What about my blue balls? Those hurt. If you don't get me off, I don't know what I'll do. I need it. Men are excused from they almost no consequences for sexual assault because that's what men do. The notion that we owe you sex or any person owes you sex, the locker room talk, calling any person a sexual being, saying that we lose value once we have sex, that's a way for you to justify raping us. That's a way that you perpetuate rape culture because you would rather accept all of these little addicts running around abusing their drug of choice. Yeah, sit with that for a second. I know that one stings. Then you would to be honest enough to comb that beast's hair and heal. To be kind enough to yourself to say that this society helped you learn to do that, but that is not who you want to be and that is not who you choose to be. And you can choose. You do get to choose. And you are choosing now. If you are choosing to not acknowledge this, if you are choosing to blow this off, if you are choosing to get so angry with me that you have to be tough and growl and rage and punch a wall, you're just showing me that thing I said earlier of your weakness. Ain't strong. You aren't strong if all you can do is be mad because you don't like what I just said. If you don't like that truth, I'm so sorry for you. It kind of sucks to be you. The truth really does not care about your feelings or my feelings or anybody else's, and this is just the truth. I'm sorry, it's the truth. It's the truth. And y'all are the only ones that have any power to stop it. And I can't tell which ones of you are safe. Because I've never seen one of you that is. My grandfather, who I adore and put on a pedestal for most of my life, not a safe man. Terrible man to women that were not me. Horrifying human. And yet I loved him. And I still do, because two things can be true at once. He can be awful to people and still my grandfather who I loved. And you need to be real nice to yourself when you come to terms with this. When you actually break this down and you actually try to heal this, you're going to have to get real nice to yourself because this one's ugly. If you're not honest about this, you won't heal it and you'll continue the rape culture. And you'll continue to tell us, well, we can't help it. We're addicts. I watch y'all shame addicts every day. I don't, but I watch y'all do it. So next time you think about shaming the addict that's self-medicating, the woman on Valium, the mom that can't take it anymore, so she's drinking too much, I want you to think about your last sexual encounter Your last 10. Did you self-medicate? Did you use somebody to assuage your feelings? And did you have the grace to be honest with them about that and let them know that they were a tool for you in that moment? Take a breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know it stings. And I can't change that it's true. I can't make it sting less. Just like I cannot make it sting less that male doctors gave pelvic massages treatment for women's hysteria for thousands of years because y'all just don't give a crap if women have orgasms, and nobody even tries because it's all about feeding your addiction, isn't it? Until the 1920s, respected doctors, respected men of the community used to masturbate women to fix their hysteria. Thousands of years this was normalized until the 1920s when they decided, ooh, let's bring on a vibrating toy. This sounds fun. And that's when the vibrator started being used for women, but not by the inventor, because the inventor, who thought the vibration could really help with nerve stimulation and fix the problems of men, flat refused to treat women because he said, simply because I do not want to be hoodwinked by the vagaries of the hysterical state. Woman's pleasure is so uncomfortable. That men have never even learned where the G spot is. How many of you know? Do you know? I could tell you, but that'd be breaking girl code. So figure it out. It exists. It's not a freaking unicorn. Go find it, you what? Just feelings.
Deep down, I know that most men are good. Of course we are. But when 1 in 10 men are shit and the other 9 do nothing, they might as well not fucking be there. Talk to your fucking boys. Get involved. Because I'm going to be honest with you, lads. Women are trying their hardest to not get raped. Like every day, they try to not get raped. I think it's their priority. Mine's is Wi-Fi.
Y'all are the only people you'll listen to. Let me repeat that. Y'all are the only people you'll listen to. I have to show you because y'all are the only people you'll listen to. And you need to listen because it isn't just about healing us. It's about healing you so that y'all won't do these things anymore. Because like I said, unaddressed and unprocessed emotions, feelings only become behaviors. And y'all's behaviors hurt everyone, including you. That's why we have to have this conversation. And it sucks. It sucks for me. It sucks for you. I know it's triggering. I know it is. I've had to unpack all of this myself. I had to process all of these feelings myself. And when I was listening to all of this content and trying to make sure that I listened to all of the perspectives, like I had whole raging emotions to process because this stuff is hard. And processing those feelings took strength and it took resilience. And I had to sit through them and I had to let them live there and I had to accept that these things really happen. And I had to accept that some of you are going to be so mad when you hear this that you're going to want to hurt me. And that sucks. So be strong. Don't try to be tough because I'm just going to laugh at you. Be strong. We got to heal it, and we heal it through increased awareness. Y'all talking to each other. Y'all talking to me. Y'all talking in the space. Y'all unpacking this stuff. Be kind, but take no shit. I will not let you get away with jack to the nothing. I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm not going to let you get away with jack to the nothing. Not one single freaking thing am I going to let you get away with on as far as microaggressions, misogynies, bigotries, or etc. Because I want you to heal, and I know you can. And only when you are willing to hold yourself accountable and accept accountability will you. I know, because I have CPTSD. And I'm not always safe if I'm not managing my shit. And I happen to think that we have a lot more in common in that regard than I ever realized before I decided to really look into and unpack this. We need targeted interventions. Targeted interventions is like what I just showed you, like what that man said. Talk to your buddies. You are the one that knows how to say the thing to them. Y'all are friends. You know each other. Talk to each other. Check in with each other. Stop the nonsense where you just assume he's good because he's a guy. Call your best friend and be like, hey, just want to make sure you're good. I was thinking about you. I think you're cool. Just want to tell you that. Have a good day. It's bye. And then hang up the phone. Normalize checking on each other. Normalize talking to each other. Normalize saying how you really feel. Oh, that one stings because you're told, don't do that. That's somehow selfish or egotistical or any other, whatever other patriarchy wants you to feel. Why don't you try telling your boy how you really feel? I think you're awesome. Or some variation. Or I'm having a really shit week. My dog ran out and I have to pay the freaking Humane Society for his return, and my kid freaking broke the window and I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, and it's freaking hard and I'm stressed. Try telling the truth. You might be surprised in the response you get. Your buddy may A, just validate you, and that might feel real stinking good. Or B, your buddy may be like, oh, dude, I have this spare window and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. You want this spare window? You never know until you say the thing, do you? Next, help seeking. Just what I was just saying. Let's promote help seeking. If your friend says, hey, I got a window. It's a spare window. You want it? You should say, oh, God, yes. Do you think you could help me hold it while we get it put in place? Because I don't want to break another one. And then take the help. Because that is a whole lot stronger and takes a whole lot more strength to do when you're trained not to than it does to go, I can do it to myself, and then drop the mirror, the next window, and get pissed that now you got a second broken window and still no dollars to fix the first one. We have to address this stigma. And I think this is part of how we do it, but I think that conversation mostly has to happen in y'all's circles and in y'all's conversations. Y'all have to tell each other, nah, when one of your buddies says something about somebody's mental health being a joke or something, or that woman's ass being whatever, y'all need to check it. If he says, you're just an R word, you need to be like, dude, come on. We don't freaking use that language. That's messed up. Don't be using that. I don't like that word. Don't use that around me. And that's it. That's all you got to say. You don't have to punch him in the pants parts. You don't have to punch him in the nose parts. You just have to say, dude, come on. That is an unacceptable word. I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear that word. It's awful. Like, F off with that word, and I'm not going to listen to it. That's it. That's a natural consequence, and that will make him think twice before he uses that word in front of you again. You don't even have to be as rude as I would be. I'm usually not rude. I would usually probably I would probably say, well, that was an unnecessary ableism. Can we just not use that word, please? That's probably how I'd say it. Actually, from experience, that's how I said it. So, yeah, that's the only reason I know. The other thing we can do is expand resources. As soon as I'm finished, there's one more week to our first outline. I am going to open a phone line. It's going to be within the next 3 weeks. I will have a phone line. I will choose a day and time that we can do this, and we'll try to unpack some of the stuff. I'll give you a place to say some of the things. Remember, I believe in be kind, but take no shit. So while I will be nice to you, mostly, I'm not going to take any shit. So please don't get it into your head that you're going to come on and bully the little woman, because you're going to leave the call crying. It seems to be a weird thing that happens around me when men think they're going to bully me. So, I mean, you can try, I guess. I'm just hang up the phone on you, honestly. But, do you? So, all sarcasm aside, I do want y'all to be able to heal. I do want y'all to have a space where you can have the conversations. And I do believe that you need checks, and you need them to be safe, and you need them to be people that are actually caring, that actually care and want you to be able to heal too. And so I'm going to try. Don't make me regret it, okay? Because, well, you don't really have many options if you blow this one, my friends. You just don't have many options if you blow it. So we're going to do our best to unpack and heal this and come together, rebuild our communities, and be strong again. And your healing is very much a part of that. And you deserve to heal. I want you to heal. And I'm going to root for you. I appreciate y'all being here and listening to me talk and say all these things that are really sometimes not fun to hear. You have to know that takes strength to sit through. So that I'm going to give you is real strength to have to sit through some of the things I've said today. So if you've made it to the end, I want you to give yourself the biggest pat on the back, the biggest internal squish, and for you, W's for you. All right, all absurdity aside, y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Be good to yourself. Seriously. 2 good things for every bad thing you say to you. That's continuing homework, my friend. You do that until you stop saying mean things to you. All right, see you next week.